round of 16 in this tournament. There are 32 teams, 16 games in the first legs. Over here, Girona versus PSG. I think there's one clear winner, and that is PSG, as Girona take the lead. Lazio and Inter. So I did one of these before, and it was Liverpool who came out on top. But Lazio knocked out Inter in an Italian derby. Lazio knocked out their rivals Inter Milan in the round of... This is madness. Oh, Ajax versus Dortmund. I think Ajax is going to take this. No, it's Dortmund. Dortmund are not taking that. No. Barcelona versus Aston Villa. This is like a Europa match. And it will be Barcelona who take it 2-1 after João Felix scores 2 goals to help them win. The next game is Spurs versus West Ham. I honestly don't know why I added West Ham, but I think West Ham is going to lose. And yes, the final is actually going to be played at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Lucas Paqueta scored 2 goals, took it to extra time, but Son Heung-min could not take that and just said, nope, we're going through. The final is hosted at the Spurs Tottenham Hotspur Stadium because I like it because it's big. The Real Madrid versus Milan, and Milan beat Real Madrid. Statistically, Real Madrid were the best team here, but now they're out. So now my top 2 winners who I think are going to win are either Bayern Munich or Man City. Now, speaking of Bayern Munich, they're playing Feyenoord. Rest in peace, Feyenoord, because Bayern Munich will knock you out hard. And Kane scoring in the second minute will prove to be decisive that Bayern Munich might make it past the quarterfinals. Porto versus Chelsea. I think Chelsea will win this, to be honest. No. Porto win 2-0. Taremi missed a penalty, but he still scored to make up after. Yeah. Chelsea knocked out in the first round. Man U versus Roma. Whoa. Europa League be like. This should be... What? This is not possible. Even Diogo Dalot scoring couldn't help them. Roma knocked Man U out. Wow. Olympique Marseille versus Man City. I swear to God, if Marseille knock out City. And no, they scored a late goal, but it wasn't enough to help them win. City score 3-1 and move on to the next round. See, this is what I'm talking about. City might actually win this. Atleti versus Juve. I want Juve to win. Nope. Atleti make it the most one-sided game. So one of the most one-sided games so far in this entire tournament. Benfica versus Arsenal. This could actually go to Benfica, to be honest. And it did. Wow. I was right. It went straight to Benfica. Napoli versus Liverpool. If Napoli can knock out Liverpool, I will be so happy. They did! Yo, Osimhen missed the penalty 2 minutes after Di Lorenzo scored, but he made up for it in the 75th minute after Mo Salah scored the equalizer. Osimhen scored the winner. Liverpool are out. Finally, I did this 2 times, one with the Premier League and one with this. Liverpool won both times. So Lyon versus Bayer Leverkusen, and Leverkusen take it 2-0. I mean 3-1. What was I saying? 2-0. RB Leipzig versus PSV. PSV, I think. No. Openda missed the penalty. Whoa. But Leipzig still go through. Alright, so the round of 16 has started. All these teams are still left here. Real Sociedad, PSG. That's the Champions League round of 16. That's one that they predicted. Is there 2 for 2? Nope, only one that they predicted. Real Sociedad, PSG, Lazio and Dortmund, Barca and Spurs, Milan and Bayern, Porto and Roma, City versus Atleti, Benfica and Napoli, Leverkusen and Leipzig, aka the German teams going head to head. And the round 1, we're gonna go back to the round 1 for team placement. So the first team that got knocked out will be 32nd. And unlike the Champions League, PSG get knocked out 3-0. Oyarzabal missed a penalty 3 minutes after they scored in the 6th minute, and but they still go through. PSG knocked out. They become the 16th place team. Lazio versus Dortmund. And it will be 2-1 to Lazio. Lazio might actually go on a super run right here after Anderson scoring in the 87th minute, putting them in the quarterfinals. Spurs versus Barca. Spurs, you gotta win this. You gotta win this, or I'll get every single Arsenal fan to roast. Oh, wow. 3-1 on penalties. Let's see how that game went. So, Spurs were up 1-0 in the 38th minute. Then Lewandowski scored. Then Richarlison scored. 4 minutes later in the 89th minute, Lewandowski scored the equalizer. Went to penalties. These are substitutions. Lewandowski missed. Son missed. Rafinha scored. Richarlison missed. João Felix scored. Madison scored, but then De Jong scored, and then Johnson scored, ending Spurs' dreams. So now the home team of the stadium where the final is going to be held, won't even be in the final. They finish 14th. Leao's injured. He can't play against Bayern. And no! Bayern are in the mud now. Kane scoring, but then they made a comeback. Went to penalty, and then the American, I want to see the American Kane scores in the 91st minute, a.k.a. Christian Pulisic, Captain America, and Reinders? I don't know. But Bayern are out. We're moving to the other side of the round of 16 where it'll be Porto versus Roma. Porto, and it's Porto. Evanilson scoring twice to put Porto through to the quarterfinals. Roma are out. Manchester City versus Atletico de Madrid. I want Man City to win this. Atleti knocks City out. Yo, Llorente scoring in the 6th minute. Griezmann, Alvarez pull one back, but Morata scores, and then Walker gets a red card in the 85th minute. Wow. Now time for the next and final games of the round of 16. Okay, this is going to be Napoli. 100%. 100% Napoli. No? Wow. Benfica. Cabral, Rafa. And Osimhen scored pulling it back, but nope. Benfica are through. Leverkusen versus Leipzig. This has to go to Leverkusen. It has to. This has to go to Leverkusen. Oh my God. This is just weird. Luis Openda scoring twice. Well, guys, that's the round of 16 over. Let's move on to the quarterfinals where it'll be Real Sociedad versus Lazio. And it will be Real Sociedad and Lazio's insane run. After Immobile scoring the 46th minute, 30 minutes later, Sadiq scores. Then a few more minutes later into extra time, Sadiq scores the winner in the 103rd minute, putting Real Sociedad in the semifinals. So Real Sociedad have a chance of being either, I think, 4th or 3rd, or maybe even 2nd. And Barca beat AC Milan. Even Ronald Araujo scoring in the 28th minute, and João Felix scoring 2 goals again against Barca. Reiners scoring twice, tried to pull it back, but failed miserably. Porto versus Atleti, and this is a 2-0 win for Atleti. Antoine Griezmann missed a penalty, and he did not make up for it because he got a second yellow in the 80th minute, 10 minutes later. Benfica versus Red Bull Leipzig. This has to go to Leipzig. They have to go to the semis. And no, Benfica's curse might end. Their curse on the Champions League might end. Yusuf Poulsen got a red card after getting 2 yellows 8 minutes before Kochu, I don't know, scoring, making it 1-0. Benfica are through to the semifinals of the European Best Teams War. Lazio, Red Bull Leipzig, Porto, and Milan are out. It's Real Sociedad versus Barca, an all-Spanish semifinal match. And then it will be Benfica versus Atleti. 1 Portuguese team, 3 Spanish teams. If you told me there were 3 Spanish teams, I would have said Real Madrid, Barca, and Atleti. If you told me Real Sociedad, Barca, and Atleti, I wouldn't believe you. And it's Real Sociedad who go to the final. Sadiq becomes their hero once again. Bryce Mendes. Extra time, and Sadiq scoring again in extra time. 1 minute before, 1 minute after the last time he scored in extra time, Sadiq helps Real Sociedad try and become the best team in Europe. And only okay, I don't know how they're gonna continue with Angel Correa up front with Alvaro Morata. And Benfica go to the finals with through to the finals. Try and be the second or first place team in Europe. If you told me that this was the finals, I would not believe you. I'm telling you, I would not believe you. Real Sociedad versus Benfica, and Real Sociedad are officially the best team in Europe. Sadiq scoring again in 3 consecutive matches, right? 3? Sadiq and Oyarzabal scores, making it 2-0. Real Sociedad are the best team in Europe. Now time for team placements. In the round 1, it's going to be Newcastle at 32nd. 31st, Girona. 30th, Inter. 29th, Ajax. 28th, Aston Villa. 27th, West Ham. 26th, Real Madrid. 25th, Feyenoord. 24th, Chelsea. 23rd, Manchester United. 22nd, Olympique Marseille. 21st, Juve. 20th, Arsenal. 19th, Liverpool. 18th, Leverkusen. 17th, PSV. 16th, PSG. 15th, Dortmund. 14th, Spurs. 13th, Bayern Munich. 16th, PSG. 15th, Dortmund. 14th, Spurs. 13th, Bayern Munich. 12th, Roma. 11th, Man City, and we're entering the top 10. 10th, Napoli. 9th, Leverkusen. Oops, sorry. 8th, Lazio. 7th, AC Milan. 6th, Porto. Now we're in the top 5. 5th, Leipzig. 4th, Barcelona. 3rd, Atletico de Madrid. 2nd, Benfica. And number 1 is Real Sociedad. Also,